the Hobbit Hole Studio in downtown Bob Cajun with my good friend.
Oh, I'm Jim. Jim. Yeah, thank you, my good friend
Terry.
Terry. Oh yeah.
And we are the Jim and Terry Show. Sometimes we don't know who we are or where we are, and sometimes we just babble on.
And it's not Christmas. We don't have the Baileys. I don't
No
understand
excuse.
why we're acting
No
like this today.
excuse. Okay, we're being goofy because we have one mic, and the proximity is killing us. Usually I can keep Jim at a safe arm's length while he yells at me.
I hope my morning foot in my mouth breath isn't killing you.
The morning foot in the mouth. You know, what would life be without moments like that? They help us learn.
Yeah, I could use a nap, but that's okay.
We're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff, and the theme of out of the box, it's really out of this world, not just out of the box. So we'll start with SpaceX. Have you heard?
I have.
What have you heard?
Starship Volume
Oh, 2.0?
2.0 is already starting to be assembled.
And that's great news, by the way.
It's huge.
Yes, I thought Starship and the whole thing was huge as it was.
So this is huger.
Huger. This is bigly.
Huger.
It's ginormous. I'm going to say a number.
2.2 meters.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, when
So-
you're talking 400 feet, 2 meters
Look up,
is big too.
way up.
And there's talk that the booster's going to be expanded, made bigger too.
Diameter or
No,
taller?
tall.
Okay, if you're talking tall, you mean more fuel,
Yes.
which means
Well,
you're carrying a bigger payload,
Yeah.
or you're launching some massive thing into orbit, or you are going somewhere
like
where
Mars.
we've never gone before.
I
Okay,
think,
so
I
this
think
is
it's
a-
interesting to see. It really is.
Are you and I the only people who
Yep.
get excited?
We are the other one. Like, I don't know why he's spending billions on you and me, but be flattered. I don't know why he's not
Elon
writing
Musk,
us.
come on, support the Jim and Terry Show. We plug you all the time.
Yeah.
We're space
Will we
advocates.
change our politics, Terry, in
No,
order
I
to
don't
get
think
pushed?
so.
Yeah, by Elon Musk.
No, I'm sorry. There are some. You can't be perfect. Not like you and I, Jim. Elon Musk has his political foibles, and he tends to lean far right, and he says he's a free speech advocate, but he's not. If you follow Twitter,
You're
you
going
would
the wrong
see
way.
you would see the number
You're
of
going the
right
wrong
things.
way. You're going the wrong way. This whole show is supposed to be about SpaceX.
No, it's going to be about everything.
Oh, wait. Oh, this is smorgasbord.
It's the smorgasbord to wrap it all out
I
of the
like
box,
that.
thinking of everything.
Smorgasbords.
Okay, so let's go back to the things to celebrate with SpaceX, because you and I are the only ones who are nuts enough to follow this. Next lunch, will you be here? It's in May, mid-May?
I
you
might be
gonna
in Florida.
Yeah, I'm thinking you might be, so stay tuned. We'll get the
But
launch date.
there's a chance, first 2 weeks in May, and I'll be back.
Okay.
So the third week in May, I'll
Stay
be back.
tuned, because we had fun the last time. We were able to watch it.
We did.
Amazing.
We had popcorn, I think, didn't we?
Did we? Yeah.
I thought you had popcorn down here.
Buttered popcorn. All right, so things I'm looking forward to. You mentioned 2.0, the new spaceship, the new booster, the new Starship. What about, have you heard, Flight 4, the Integrated Flight Test 4
Yeah.
is a trial run. They're hoping to land the booster
In the water.
in the Caribbean, so it's returning
Yeah.
in a mock rehearsal for a virtual landing and grab
And
by
when are they-
virtual chopsticks
When do you think they're planning that?
in a few weeks.
No, the grab with the chopsticks. Did you hear?
Integrated flight test number 5.
Terry.
If 4, they were able to land it
Yeah,
virtually
yeah.
on their. And I'm thinking, do you have a cardboard mock-up on a barge somewhere in the Caribbean where you're going to send this thing?
It's like catching a 30-story friggin' building. I mean, jeepers.
Well, how do they do it virtually? Do you have a virtual?
Oh, no, yeah, you would, in the computer setup, this is where the tower would be, and this is where we need you
So
to
when they
plant
track
this.
the booster coming back for an integrated flight test
Yeah.
4, which
They'd
is the
have
one
X
coming,
on the water in their computer setup.
so
Hit
somewhere
that X, and we're good to go.
hit that X at this velocity, and you have to be straight.
Yeah.
Okay, so all those criteria, if it meets
But
that,
not only that, it's coming in sideways. So it's going to come down like this.
it's going to come tail end first,
Yeah.
and then it has to
Straighten up and
straighten
then
up.
go like that.
and come into the tower?
into the tower.
You
and
mean
down.
you mean a drift? They're gonna drift it?
They're gonna.
It's gonna go sideways
Well,
like
it
a
might.
drift
It
in a
might
car.
go. It might go. I don't know why we're doing visuals. For God's sakes, this
It's
is
gonna drift sideways
Yeah,
into
yeah,
the
yeah,
chopsticks and cut.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And the other thing is with the new booster, I think this one it doesn't have any protection for the engines.
Nope.
The new engine's so modified and good. If it's not this booster, it's the next. There's no protection for the engines.
Have you seen a mock-up of the fourth iteration
Yeah.
of the Raptor?
Yeah,
It's Raptor version 4.0.
Yeah, it almost looks.
It's lean and mean and
Yeah.
have you seen
none
the-
of those wires? Nothing hanging out there. Nothing to break.
My comparison is to toilets. There are toilets that have this complex curvy thing
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
back, and now my admiration goes out to Standard, who manufactures the one that I just got, and it's almost like a whoa. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Get it. Get rid of
Just
your
get it-
business.
just get it done.
rid of your business. Get it done. So the Raptor 4.0 is going to do the business.
Well, the thing is, if you look at those engines, look at the first one, Raptor 1, it's just cluttered with stuff.
It's complex.
Yeah, the next one's not so. The next one, wow, this one has all that first one has, only integrated in all the other parts.
Amazing.
And as Musk has always said, no part is the best part.
Yep.
So lean that there's nothing to break. I love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
If you're going to manufacture a Model T Starship, that will be that ship.
And it was the angle in which they took off that took out the umbilical cord there, the fueling thing, whatever that was.
The umbilical, yes.
Yeah,
the
umbilical cord.
I thought you said the biblical cord.
No.
Poor Musk, he's going to hell.
I probably said that, but I didn't mean that.
That's okay.
Look at your hand claps. Look what they do.
Yeah, that's the way this should be. It should be picked up like that. Okay. Any other exciting news that you've heard of for SpaceX?
Well, there's going to be, before this year's out, I got a funny feeling we're going to be looking at 4 towers.
4 towers, so two
Two.
in Florida and
Yeah.
2 in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that means the confidence is, if you're going to build these things, you're confident you're landing right there.
They're going to do this.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Excellent.
to me, it's like it's a given, because as you said, they're not idiots, and so when you're planning and building these towers and you're already starting construction on them, it's going to happen because they know they're talk to their engineers. It's just a matter of time. They know how to land rockets. They've been doing it now. They're the leading rocket company in the world, and nobody else can do it like them.
97% of all launches were SpaceX last year.
They're only going to get more.
Oh my God.
Well, what did they say they were going to be launching a day? 4 a day or something of these
Of the Starships.
Yeah.
And what's on the front burner now is you said this all along.
Oh, it's only going to take four tankers to load in orbit to load. Only 4, they figure. Not the 9 or whatever. 4.
Half of it.
Half of it.
We're getting there.
Yeah. Well, if he gets these bigger ships built, maybe it'll only take 3.
Will there be an orbital of the moon in 2024, or is that off? Remember, it was Good Morning Moon or something. Whatever
Hello
it was.
Moon.
Hello Moon. So is that now
I would
2026?
doubt that, but because they got to start really concentrating on the Artemis program.
Well, is
Not-
Artemis now using SpaceX?
I believe SpaceX.
So they've given up on the Orion capsule?
No. I think they're still going to do. They should give up on it.
Yes.
But I think they're still going to be doing that. Wasn't it the manager of NASA's? What do you call him? The guy.
Administrator?
Okay, administrator. Wasn't it him who said we might as well just throw everything into SpaceX here? I mean, what a waste of money building those Artemis ships.
It may be a waste of money for the Artemis ships, but it's never a waste of money to diversify your investment. Never let one person, one company have all.
Well, the good news about SpaceX is this. There's a lot of things they haven't planned on, and they admit it, because they're hoping other companies will get on board. And so I'm thinking they're thinking other rocket companies too. will
Yes.
get on board and say, we'll develop this for you. We want a piece of the pie, obviously, but we will develop this, we'll develop that.
Is there a transfer of technology agreement that if anybody comes alongside and says, we'll do this, SpaceX will say, fine, here's the tech that we developed, you run that way?
Well, they did it to themselves, remember, in the beginning. We forget that.
Yeah, they start off two
Two
SpaceX.
companies,
Yeah.
two SpaceXs, and they made the best man win and won, and
Boca
everything
Chica.
went over there.
Yeah.
And we have bragged about the fact that SpaceX in the building of their ships, you can park at the side of the road and take photographs.
The
of them.
accessibility
Yeah.
to the public.
Yeah.
This has been the real strength of SpaceX. Nothing hidden behind. Although
Nothing
they
hidden.
did bring a curtain down now.
Well,
in front of the space
I
bay.
think that's for weather purposes.
I think so,
but,
too.
But it may, well, even their new plant, didn't they put one side, like there's glass at the
Yep,
front? At least
the
you're
whole
going to be
front.
able to see something.
Yeah.
Where other companies, everything's in private and quiet.
Yeah.
Elon Musk seems to like the idea of the people seeing it, and maybe he thinks he'll get behind it.
I hope so.
I'd love to
I
go
hope
for a
so.
trip to Boca Chica and take a look.
Well, that has to be item number 2 on our Winnebago journey. 'cause
What,
the
first the
one-
aliens?
Area
First the
51. We haven't got there yet. The Winnebago trip from, what's the movie?
Well, since this is a smorgasbord thing, aren't you disappointed that there's nothing about the
It's
aliens?
gone quiet, hasn't
Completely quiet. There's nothing.
it? Okay, get that out of your system, Jim.
Yeah,
It's
I
gone
guess.
quiet.
So they've come to the conclusion they're not going to let us know, obviously.
Or there is nothing and they don't want to tell us because
Well,
it'll
then
break our
stop
hearts.
having your friggin' meetings if there's nothing. Quit getting together and talking
And
about
stop
nothing.
having jet fighter pilots from aircraft carriers leak messages.
Well, they
and
still have the
give us-
committee and everything. What a stupid thing to have if there's nothing. Just tell us there's nothing.
Well, they
I
had,
mean, really,
they
in
had the
reality-
committee for Hunter Biden, and they've got nothing.
Yeah.
I mean,
In
dissolve the
yeah,
committee.
yeah. Well, there you go. But if you stop logically, if you stop and think about it, and for those who poo-poo any idea of extraterrestrial or whatever these things are, you would think after committees and with senators and everything else on them, they would come out and they would say, "Look, we found nothing. There's nothing here." But they haven't.
No.
And there's got to be a reason for
It's
that.
still
'Cause
silence.
why wouldn't you just come out and say there is nothing here,
I agree
nothing
with
to
you.
see?
I agree with you. Well, you got to think the value of that industry. The alien industry is really making a lot of money.
Well, there you go.
Tours of Area
Yeah, but
51.
that committee said we got to make laws against the people that are
Hiding
exploiting this. No, exploiting
exploiting
it. Well, saying false stuff in different programs.
What?
and-
Laws against saying false stuff and propaganda? Oh my God, you heard it first on the Jim and Terry Show. You heard from Jim. Yeah, I agree with you. Speaking of propaganda and fake news,
I've been personally silenced.
well, let's go on to something that's really happening on April the 15th. Trump will appear in court for his first
Another
of
show, Terry.
3 criminal trials. Criminal trials.
Stay tuned. Next show, we're going to be talking about this.
Bye-bye for now.